Hi, it's Tequila, the director of the Puerto Rican Cultural Center. And where am I? I'm in Puerto Rico! Yes, this is my annual trip to Puerto Rico that I have been doing since 1998 for almost 30 years. This is my summer in Puerto Rico. And guess what? I have someone very special sitting next to me, a very dear friend and maestra of the last 20 plus years. We started together in kindergarten. Nelie Lebrón.
Hi, Tequila. I'm very happy to be here with you, reminiscing.
Yes.
And for the past 20 something years, we've been very good friends.
In this trip, I am especially proud of Nellie because for the last few months, I've been watching from Texas. I'm Facebook friends with her and seeing that she has a new adventure in her life.
That is so true.
And so I'll just share this. She's on the cover of the San Juan Daily Star, and it says, "A call to protect a community." Yes, Nellie is a representante
Yes.
of the government, and without me botching up the explanation of it, I'm going to turn it over to you and say, what are you doing, Nellie? It's so exciting.
Well, it was not a planned part of my life. I had just retired from teaching after 44 years of being a public school and public university teacher, college professor at the Conservatorio de Música de Puerto Rico. And so the plan was to retire with my husband and go out and have some fun and just travel and relax. And all of a sudden, I got involved in a political campaign from with my party, el Partido Independentista Puertorriqueño, the pro-independence party here. Um, and so I was asked to be a candidate for a seat in the House of the Representatives. And I said yes, and I lost in my district. I was a candidate for District 40. I lost, and I said, well, it was a good ride. We had a wonderful campaign. I was very excited to be a singer in the closing concert of our campaign, which brought together 75,000 people. And I had a wonderful chance of singing bomba in front of such a wonderful crowd. And so I was ready to go home, pack it, and just go on with my life. And then on December 31st, I got this call from my party that said that now I will be a member of the House because of what they call a minority law. Um, the minority parties, our party got in second. So we had the chance of having two extra representatives in the House and one senator. And because I was the third candidate in the whole island to have the most votes, so I was in. And so here we are. Now I'm member number 53. Usually the House in Puerto Rico has 51 representatives. So this year we have, for the next 4 years, we have 53, and I'm number 53. So here we are in this new um, role in our life, which I am very proud of, representing my party that is pro independence. I have always been an advocate for the independence of my country. We are a nation, we have our own identity, and we should have the chance to be our own governors, our own presidents, our own prime ministers. Um, we have 500 so years of experience of having our own personality, our own identity, and the capacity. We have wonderful, wonderful people here in the island who are very, very well versed in being in charge of our country. So that's what we're working for here.
And you know what really impressed me about your party is how caring they are of the people. They are just so concerned about the everyday people and the things that are going on with them. She's shared many stories with me, and it just warms my heart. So I don't know what you can share, but give us some examples of your everyday work life.
Well, it starts very early in the morning. A typical day now in our lives starts with, of course, getting in touch with the news, hearing the morning talk shows, getting in touch with the rest of our delegation, which consists of three representatives: Denis Marquez, who is the speaker of our delegation in the House, Adriana Gutierrez, who is the alternate speaker, and me in the House. And then in the Senate is Maria de Lourdes Santiago. She is the speaker in the Senate, and Adrian Gonzalez. He is the other senator. So there are five of us when there had been only two for the last 8 years. So we start very early in the morning. This morning, my first interview on the radio was at 6 o'clock in the morning. And we get ready, have a very good breakfast, and then we're in our office or in the community. It all depends on the calendar of the day. When we go to the community, since we represent the whole island, we work in any part of the country. Um, Different from a district representative, which has only a part of a municipality or a city. We take care of the whole island. So sometimes we could be out in the mountains or in another city or in the southern part of the island. Um, we go to the communities. One of the major things we do is that we love to go visit the communities and sit and speak to them and hear from their own mouths, from their own voices, what are their needs, and then try to translate that into legislation. We also have a very, very prominent voice in speaking of the injustices that our country might go through, our citizens, and the things that the government should do properly in order to have a better place for us to live. Puerto Ricans are very much into leaving the country when things aren't going well here. And after Hurricane Maria, we've had a very big loss of population. So the Puerto Rican Independence Party is much into promoting the conditions that will make not only those who have left to come back, but also for those of us who live here that would want to stay here. And it's a very complicated job, and I'm very proud of being a part of this movement.
It's beautiful. And not only is your party very concerned about the people and their living conditions and justice and all of that, but also very concerned about the environment.
Definitely.
So tell us a little bit about that work.
Well, we are very much into taking care of the environment, because if you don't have a well taken care of environment, you don't have a good place to live. Right now, we have a project that we just developed by our office that has to do with what they call in Spanish calor extremo, extreme heat. That comes because of all the things, the violations we've done to the environment, which has brought up all these temperatures all around the world. Um, Everything that had to do with global climate. And so we have done this piece of legislation where we ask the government, we make them responsible to mitigate these heat strokes and these high temperatures so that the people can have the proper conditions to live. That includes not only safe places or havens or sanctuaries where people can get water and get lower temperatured environments, but also having places in place, a plan where you can have trees and other types of plants repopulated. We lost many, many, many trees during the Hurricane Maria. So now we are really feeling even higher temperatures in our country. So we have to have a plan for the repopulation of trees and plants. We have to have a plan for our workers who work outside so they have conditions that they would not suffer from heat strokes or from any type of things that has to do with their health that would come because they are exposed in long periods of time to the sun. And of course, a very, very big and important uh, procedure of education of the population, how to educate people so that they know that they've become aware of the importance of our environment, of having a good, solid environment, the coasts. to mitigate erosion. Right now, we have all these algae that come in once a year, and it's smothering our coasts. So there are plans in other countries of how to use this that is literally a plague, and how to convert it into something that's good for the people and good for the coasts and good also for the fauna and the flora that inhabits our coast. So these are part of the projects we are developing and we have developed, and we're advocating for them. And we have to also mention the policies that have to do with migrants in the island. Just as in the United States, we have been very much attacked in our migrant population here, mostly our brothers and sisters from Dominican Republic, and it has been humiliating and inhumane the way our brothers and sisters from not only the Dominican Republic but other migrants that live here in the island have been unjustly uh, arrested. Their human rights have been violated, their dignity as people, and our party is also very much involved in procuring that their rights as people who should be respected, not only because they are humans, but also because they are people who produce for Puerto Rico. The migrant population, just like in many other countries in the world, they are very much a big part of our economy. And when we lose them because they are scared to go out and get the proper health care, the proper education for their children, they are scared to go out and work. So they are suffering um, very much in dehumanizing conditions because they can't procure the proper ways of taking care of their families. So when you come to our office here, the first thing you will see is this sign that says, "We are pro migrants population." So that's also a big thing for us.
That's beautiful. So it's lots of important work.
It is.
Lots of important and meaningful work.
It is.
So I'm very proud of Nelie, of all you've done over these 20 years, seeing you not only as an artist, but as a teacher, and now as a person defending the rights of the people. Our culture is very alive and very lively and very vibrant, and everybody wants to be part of it.
Right.
Yeah. So, well, it's been really wonderful being here with you. I've really appreciated the 20 years, not only in 2004 when I first started studying with you and you came out to Texas, and then I remember you came out again for our 10th anniversary,
Yes.
and you've always been there for me when I've had questions. One of the reasons why I'm in Puerto Rico right now is I'm doing research for the 23rd annual musical. I'm doing research looking for that history that people don't really know a lot about,
Right.
and looking for our unsung heroes that deserve to shine in their own light. And I will say that Nelie, as a professor, and her husband as well, they've always been instrumental in the past 23 years, always embracing my phone calls when I want to pick their brain on historic details. So there's so many dimensions to this friendship.
I think so. It's always refreshing just hearing you or reading your, because we're kind of night owls. We are noctambulos. So at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, the phone will ping, and there's Tequina with one of her ideas, and then I always think about it, and I say, "Wow, that's interesting that she's interested in this part of our history." And then all of a sudden, oh, I know somebody, or I've read a book, or we have an article, or and then we can share that also, that knowledge of documents, of writings, of people who can also help expand that image of Puerto Ricans outside of the island.
It's like doing a thesis every year and having professors that can answer with resources and references off the top of their heads. If you've done a PhD, you know what I'm talking about. But It's been wonderful spending time with you here. Is there anything that you would like to, a message you would like to leave the people with before we sign off?
Well, we're very proud of this new adventure, as Tequina said at the beginning. Please come visit us. Please respect our country. When you are here as a visitor, respect our coqui. It is not a plague, it's a wonderful image and symbol of our country. Um, Come, enjoy what we have to offer, and take the best of Puerto Rico with you and become an ambassador of our people, of our country, of our culture. And our office is always available to come and visit. So here we are. Thank you so much for coming. And this is your home too.
This is Teki Naidu, the director of the Puerto Rican Cultural Center in Austin, Texas. Peace, chali, happiness.